Welcome back to episode 184. Good golly, 184 of the God and Goods podcast. I'm your host, Troy.
And I'm your other host, Doug.
We use this podcast to talk about God, guns, and the responsible Christian gun owners' interests. In this show, we'll be talking about the sports of summer, terrorists blowing up more people in Britain, and more people in Britain. I think there's been like 2 bombings since last time we talked, or stabbings and runovers.
Yeah, there was another one today, as a matter of fact, I think.
Jeez. Well, we want to thank the Bama sponsor Firearms Radio Network. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you, Jake. Also, Crossbreed Holsters. If you're carrying a gun, you should be carrying in a Crossbreed. Check them out, crossbreedholsters.com. Carry the cross. Also, last but not least, our new sponsor, we introduced them last week. You guys have heard us talk about them on the show before, Axelson Tactical. They have a promo code. If you're interested in a high-performance rifle, pistol, or knife, they have knives as well. You can go out and check these guys out, axelsontactical.com. Use our promo code God and Guns.
Good deal. This week's God and Gun activities, Doug, what have you been up to?
Man, I have had a blast the last week or so. I actually got to go to the range the other day. I picked up a new scope for my Axelson Tactical, which, check this out. By the way, it is sitting right here by me. So, can you see it, Troy?
I can see it. It's pretty.
So check out the new scope on it. It is
Burris?
It's a Burris TAC 30, and my buddy Joel and I took it up to the range the other day, and we dialed this baby in, and it's I know why they call it a TAC. It's a TAC driver, and but that is my Axelson Tactical. It's kind of neat doing it live. That way people can actually see it. So anyway, I do too. Jeff did good by Cerakoting that one for me because he knows I hunt and do all that kind of stuff. So it was a perfect one for me. So let's see what else. On the God side, of course, been doing my daily devotional, Sportsman's Daily Devotional, Words from Jesus for Men, church on Sunday. Gun side, every day, been doing my everyday carry, going to work back and forth. Sometimes I switch out. I'm either carrying the Glock 21 or the 19, one or the other, and just a paddle holster because it's easy to take on and off when I'm getting in and out of the truck trying to go to work. And the other time I'm carrying in my Crossbreed holster. Got to go to the range. Actually used, I was carrying, what did I carry at the range the other day? I was carrying my VP9. I had it in the drop slide holster actually. And worked out really good. Took a buddy of mine up to my range last week. Guy I work with, he just actually ordered him an Axelson Tactical rifle and got it in, and we took it up, wanted to shoot it. And he put the Steiner on his, which is a really nice optic, nice glass. And I bet we shot 1,000 rounds between the two of us. I mean, we would light it up. Of course, I took a bunch of 9mm too, and I was messing with him. He brought a steel plate out with him, and we put it at 100 yards. Got the rifles all sighted in. We're playing around. I said, watch this. I said, I don't need no AR to hit that thing out there. I pulled the VP9, started popping, and it's like, all you hear is dink, 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 as I'm tagging it 100 yards, man, with open sights on a VP9, wearing it out. We got back to work on Monday, and we were talking about shooting and stuff, and I said something about making a 100-yard shot with a VP9, shooting his steel target. And they're like, yeah, whatever. And my buddy Joel's like, no, he ain't kidding. He did it. So, made me feel good. Let's see. Still no suppressor. No. It's almost.
I'm surprised.
You want to see my shocked face? Huh?
Really?
So I don't know what the deal is, man. I called down to the gun range or down there today, and I'm like, Dave, any word? And he's like, as soon as it comes in, he said, I promise you within 5 minutes I will call you. I know. I just like to make sure you're thinking about me a little bit. So still ain't coming in. I'm hopeful. Maybe this week. Who knows? I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. I don't know if I'm on a watch list because we do this show, or if it's because I'm a veteran, or because I'm a Trump supporter. I don't know what. There's something. It should not take a year to get one.
Shouldn't.
I don't know.
Case 2 years, isn't it?
Well, there was a mix up. That was partially my fault on the first part of it.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was gone, and my gun dealer thought he didn't send the stuff off. He thought that I was getting a trust set up and we're going to bring that in, but I'd set it up for an individual, thinking it was gone. So after I'd waited my 8 months, I thought it was going to take. I went in to check on it. He goes, "Huh? Well, we haven't sent that off." I was like, "Oh."
Oh gosh.
Well, that could be why I haven't got it. So once we got all the paperwork done, and I had went ahead and got a trust by then, so we just redid the paperwork, put it in the trust, and sent it. The only thing I can think of is, right when they were changing the way you had to do suppressors and class 3 items with the new Obama method for doing that kind of stuff, everybody and their brother was trying to beat that deadline. So that's the only thing I can think of is they just got overwhelmed with class 3 stuff. That's the only thing I can think of. I have no idea, man. I just want to get my suppressor so I can shoot it.
The saddest part is it's just a muffler. I mean, it's not like it makes it, makes it longer, more cumbersome. And it doesn't like make it completely silent. I mean, you can still hear 223 or 9mm. Unless you're shooting some really slow stuff, and then you're not, you're more than 100 yards away or something.
So, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but haven't got it yet. So we're hanging in. I have been booking all kinds of duck hunts, so
awesome.
Yeah, that's going quite well. And actually, a guy came over last night, looked at the puppies, and he's picking up a puppy, and he booked a duck hunt. So you can't go wrong with that.
A twofer.
So I actually have 4 puppies that are sitting over here. All but one is asleep, and that's why you're not hearing them right now. But I have 4 still at the house. 2 are leaving Friday, 1's leaving Saturday, and I still have 1 available. So if you live I had somebody call me from Virginia the other day. They're like, "Hey, we're really interested in one of the puppies." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, I can hook you up with a puppy." And they're like, "Where exactly are you at?" I was like, "I'm in Warner Robins, Georgia." And they're like, "Okay, well, we're in Virginia. Is there any way you could meet us in North Carolina?" No, there's not.
You pay for gas and mileage, and we had a day off.
Yeah, pay $250 in gas to go deliver a $500 dog. I don't think so. So if you live in Georgia and you're in the listening area and you need a dog, let me know. I can hook you up. But
cool deal.
That's about it, man. What about you? What you been up to? I know you've been moving.
Well, I've been moving for 6 months, but I mean, the trouble was, we've been working on 2 houses at the same time. So we're working on the house we've moved into now, and lots of things to work on here, lots of things that we had to fix. Still working on things. Pool's got leaks. I mean, if it could go wrong with this house so far, it's gone wrong with it. So that, and then we're working on the other house, getting it market ready, because we weren't really planning on moving. We were, happy where we were, and just somehow the conversation came up, and so I was like, "Yeah." Kids were like, "Yeah, we want to move." And I'm like, I didn't think that was going to happen. So everybody was good with it, and everybody was excited about it. So we did it, and so we've been sort of working on both houses at the same time. We've got a contract on it. I think I mentioned that last week, or maybe the week before that, or not last week, whenever it was we recorded last. And we got a contract on it, and it's supposed to close June 21st. We're supposed to leave out on our mission trip on June 24th. So I'm 21st or 22nd. the 21st if we can, or sooner. Let it squared away before I have to take off and lead a team of 30 people. 1,700 and something miles over into Wyoming to have a mission trip. Days. And then trying to get everything prepared for the team, six and hotels, and of course I went to NRA, I went to Great American, and just I've been doing property management for up here where we moved at. My family's got some management on that, and just it's too much work for a retired man, I tell you. So that's we're pushing hard to get everything else out of the house this week, because I just really need to focus on the mission trip the next week, because we're going to leave at the tail end of that. So really hard to get that done, and just burning the roads up back and forth between here and Glasgow, and more and more stuff. Every time I think I've got everything, I'll turn around, there's a whole bunch more stuff. The barn's about half empty now, a shop building, whatever you want to call it, and all that stuff moved. It's just been a mess. So enough of that stuff. On mission team, I've been working on that. On the God side, leaders are picked, and they're starting to lead their teams. And Sunday after church again, to collect the last deposits from everybody and make sure. Did church security Sunday. I've got 4 guys now that are trained, so I'm not in there every Sunday. Now covered. The thing is that the security team, everybody on the security team is leaving except for the new guy. I'm in the middle of training right now. So he's going to have 2 Sundays on his own here really soon. So that's going to be, let's see. So that, I mean, stuff wanted just finished up, and we were told about 2 weeks ago that they're going to have summer classes on Wednesday nights. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm not going to be here a lot with mission trips and youth trips and camps and all this other stuff. I'm like, we're going to get some guys to come in there and cover, because I won't be there all those times. And working on that. Gun side, of course, concealed carry every day. Shoot my old Glock 20, Gen 1 10 millimeter. I love my Glock 20. I love that 10 millimeter round, and I've been reloading a bunch. So got to shoot that the other day. Man, I love it. It's just the recoil's not that bad on it. People think, 10 millimeter is going to kick. 20, it's not any worse than a 45. I mean, it's a little quicker, it's a little faster around, so it's a little bit snappier, but I mean, recoil wise, it's not really anything different. I've been loading up some hot rounds to get it back up to what 10 millimeter was designed at. A lot of the new 10 millimeter rounds are like 40 Smith & Wesson rounds. They're just really lowered powder, because people complain about how much 10 millimeter kicks, but if you know how to shoot, it's not that big a deal. I've been cleaning my EDC pistols. I got to clean them this week. The Palmetto State lower came in. Picked that up on today.
You and
there she be.
Oh, nice.
All Magpul furniture. Nice little lower for $149. That is a deal. Complete lower, everything's in it, and free shipping. I think they still got that deal going on. For my XS cannon, and I may end up. I was looking at some. They had some 223 Wild uppers. I've been looking at those, but most of them get the bird cage on. I know the 8 post on the front. Wanting, just a flat top, and I haven't seen anything come up on there. I'm looking around some other places to see if I can pick one up. I don't like what they've got. I picked up a bolt carrier today for $79. M16 full auto bolt carrier for it. So that's that. And I already have a charging handle here, and I bought one to replace the Axelson bolt charger. So I've actually got two bolt charging handles right here. So I'm good there. So the thing on my list this week that I've been really drooling over is DeVore's got that ATN XS digital day and night scope with all the bells and whistles. It records video, night vision, and records video. Does a laser, does distance. Was it rangefinder in it? It's got GPS tagging in it. It's got adjust your sights based upon the rounds that you're shooting. So you put in what kind of round, what kind of muzzle velocity. It pulls in the data from the weather. You adjust your point of aim on the scope based upon the weather, the wind direction, and if you're aiming uphill, adjust for that. Aiming downhill, it knows what position the gun's in. It is cool, and they got them like $100. It's like $100 off the normal price on them over at DeVore.
What optic was that?
Hoping there's still one there. It's a ATN. It's a day-night digital scope. Mm-hmm. It is cool as all get out. I'll put a link in the show notes. Well, I won't put it to DeVore because I don't want everybody to buy them for the. Oh God, I'm still trying to talk the wife into it. She's not buying it. I said, it's Father's Day this month and my birthday. It'll be a great present. The kids can get it for me. I've got enough ties. I'm good with ties.
She's not buying it. She's not buying it at all.
She's gonna look like we got two houses we're paying utilities on, and we're getting her on this big mission trip, and it's been funny. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know if she's gonna let me have it or not. We'll see how it goes. But that was it's called the ATN X-Sights Gen 2, and the one they got on sale right now is it's a 5 to 20 power digital day-night scope. If you guys have ever seen them, I saw it at SHOT Show, and then I saw it again NRA, and I looked at them again up at in Pennsylvania. I have the cash right now to throw out there, and I said, we could put it on the credit card. And she's like, give me a look. So I don't think I'm gonna get it right now. I may have to wait another 3 or 4 months till we get everything behind us. This whole summer is gonna be crazy. I guess I could sell some stuff, but that's almost like sacrilege, Doug. You know that
or not.
I've got a guy I'm trying to do it. He's got Smith & Wesson 10 millimeter, looks brand new, 3 mags. I'm trying to work a trade with him, but I'm offering. I'm having pangs of, I don't want to get rid of it. I don't know. It's like for us guys that trade and collect and stuff. You pretty much like what you got left in your stockpile, and you don't really want to get rid of it.
Oh, I'm that way all the time. I try to, when I trade, I buy some guns just to trade, and I know that's what I'm going to do with them until I get them to the house. And I'm like, that's kind of nice. I like that. We'll keep it. I've been considering trading my Kimber off, and because I don't shoot it, I don't carry it. I either carry the HK or I carry a Glock with me all the time now. I want the extra firepower, and but I just don't want to get rid of it because I like it.
I know. It's a nice gun. That's the way it is with me. I've got that Kimber. It's I never carry it. It's a safe queen. I mean, it's a legitimate safe queen. The only time it comes out is when friends come over that want to shoot a 1911.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't. Did you see where I posted this week about the guy at Sunday after church? We went out to eat. 1911 and outside the waistband holster, back to the wall, back to the door, oblivious, hammered down. So I'm assuming hammered down was on an empty chamber, and safety was like half cocked because he's looked like from where I could see the safety looked like it was up. So I was like, what's the use? I mean, and when I walked out, I just want to see if he was even observant. I walked and I swung my hand down. My hand was within an inch. Never even knew I was there.
You should snatch it and hit him in the head with it.
He'd been a cop. He's with a rough looking crowd. I guess it was his family. I thought, boy, y'all guys, and you go and carry open. You really need to be observant. You really need to know what's around you. You need to keep an eye, and you don't want your back to the door. You don't want your back to an owl. And he was even sitting sort of cockeyed in his seat where he's almost down in the owl. I mean, it was literally my hand swung within an inch of it. I was, a jerk and just wanted to see if he was even paying attention. But I don't know. To each his own. But that doesn't really serve.
My wife laughs at me every time we go someplace like that because, I have to sit. I cannot sit with my back to a door. I just can't. I just physically cannot do it. I don't know. I cannot sit there. So she'll go sit down in the seat and she'll look at me like, "Oh, I got to move." I'm like, "Yes, you do."
Yeah. Well, we go to the restaurant and the waiter wants to sit you right by the door or sit you, by entrance somewhere. I'm like, no, I want to be further back. I'll make them move. And the kids are used to it now. They won't sit down until so they'll stand up until I'll find my spot. And they won't. If we start hitting, if they start trying to sit us by the door, they'll say no. They'll turn to me and say, no, we need to be further back. We need to be out of the aisle. I want to be, a corner near an exit.
Dude.
Near a far exit of some sort, or I don't want to be trapped in a hole. But I want my back to the wall. I want my face facing the aisle so I can see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I guess people call me paranoid. I just prefer not get knocked in the back of the head or something.
Dude, I got my hopes up today. Palmetto State came out with with their deal for the week or whatever. Had a Kel-Tec Sub 2000 Glock mags on it, 9mm. I was like, "Woo, yes!" I clicked on it. I was going to order it. I clicked on it, and it goes, "Sorry, temporarily out of stock." I was like, "Why do you advertise it if you ain't got it?" I'm like,
denied.
"Come on!" And then you sent me a message and said, "Hey man, check this out." And then Chad, one of our listeners, he messaged me. He goes, "Hey man, check it out." I know, I already clicked on it. They don't have none of them. He's like, "Oh, sorry, dude." I'm like, "It ain't your fault. They don't ever have anything I want." I tried to order uppers from them and all kind of stuff. Out of stock. I'm like, "Well, why do you advertise it if you know it? You ain't got it?"
I think it's probably there because they've got a big mailing list. It hits out and people are like, oh, and grab it quick.
Yeah.
Catch them quick. It's like Devore. A lot of things on Devore, if you don't, it comes out every day at like 10 o'clock. If you don't, 10 o'clock for something that's like really desirable.
There you go.
The scopes were still there. I was like, yeah. Well, I just got to put it in the back corner. So EDC check, of course, carrying the Glock 19 as usual. 26 in the and all the usual accoutrement. Let's see. I am carrying my Battle Horse Scout knife. That's my little workhorse. I like carrying that in the holster when I'm just around here in the house, in the farm, just doing stuff. So have that in my little scabbard leather scabbard on the side. I love Battle Horse knives. Those guys have some really cool stuff. So that was my EDC. Did you already do yours?
I have not, but I got the weapon of choice for Europe today.
I think those are registered too.
I know. I'm glad I don't. I'm glad I don't have to have a stamp on this, or I wouldn't be able to have it because it'd be sitting at the hardware store somewhere.
You
But
have to have a hammer license.
I know. You see the guy today. That's what he attacked people with. Hammer.
Cars, hammers, knives,
Yep.
sharp objects,
Buick, hammer,
rocks,
knife, whatever.
machete.
You
It
know,
don't have to be a gun. It's the people, not the weapon.
all it would take is for one good guy with a gun to shoot one bad guy with a hammer and split his head like a canoe.
Well, that's not fair.
Some of the rest of them would think twice. He just had a hammer, Troy. I can't believe you shot him.
Oh, what are you thinking? He just was looking for a job to nail something in.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
He couldn't help it.
Hey, and have you noticed not one person has sued that automotive manufacturer that caused well, if somebody shot somebody with a gun, they'd be all, oh, I'm going to go sue Colt. I'm going to go sue, Kimber, because he used that tool. Well, he used what was it? Ford, Chevy? I don't know. No, I think it was a Chevy, wasn't it?
A minivan, wasn't it?
He run down a little Toyota or a Daewoo or what they got over Daewoos or something. I think that's what they are.
If European cars, most of them are tiny.
Yeah.
Small, because gas is like $10 a gallon over there. Well, it's there. But yeah, it's sad. Like 40 miles an hour, 45 miles an hour, and then they jumped out and then started stabbing. Was it 3 of them started stabbing? Yeah. There was another attack at a different location at the same time or something.
Yeah, then they had the one today with the hammer. I think they dispatched him pretty quick. But yeah, that's what happens when you live in a place where you can't have a gun to protect yourself. I'm sorry, it's just
anything to protect yourself. I mean, they can't even have tasers. They can't even have pepper spray.
Well, they can't have knives either anymore. If it's a certain length and that kind of stuff, they can't even carry a knife in Britain.
Yeah. What are you going to do with that knife? Fight other people who are trying to attack me with knives or hammers?
Yeah, I'm waiting on a guy with a hammer.
The religious peace guy to show up. Yeah. Oh, wow. So let's move along. Comedy Corner. What you got for us?
Comedy Corner. Let's see. My buddy Chad sent me this one. I thought it was pretty good. It's called A Bowl of Peanuts.
Shocked, man.
He is hooking me up, man. I guess he's just tired of hearing my other ones, so he's giving me some good material.
Heard it 3 times.
I know. This was called A Bowl of Peanuts. A preacher went to visit an elderly woman from his church who had just had an operation. He was sitting there talking with her, and he noticed a bowl of peanuts sitting on the stand next to the bed. So he began to eat on them, and wasn't too long. He was fixing to leave, and then he noticed that he had eaten all the peanuts. He said, "Sister Jones, I'm sorry, but I've ate all the peanuts." She replied, "That's okay, Pastor. I'd already sucked all the chocolate off of them."
You want me to tell you something, Sam? We've done that joke too.
When?
It's been 3 years ago. It may have been before you even came on the show, but I know we've done that joke before.
Oh,
but it's a hilarious anyway.
All right, Chad, you got to go back further, buddy.
You got to go back to the beginning and make sure you're not covering these jokes that we've already done.
Hey, I had not heard.
Yeah, good Christian comedian. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's we need good Christian clean joke writers to send us free jokes. I guess we're too cheap to buy them.
Yeah, I know.
I think I've searched every site I could for jokes. We wore out all the Chuck Norris jokes. I have to go look and see if there's any new Chuck Norris jokes out there.
We may have to bring back Chuck.
All right. Speaking of Chuck, our buddy Chuck has sent us a email. Okay, If not, he can sue me. He said, I looked briefly on your website show notes as well as Facebook for something, and you and Doug have spoken about a number of times, and I'm hoping you can simplify my search by answering a question. Recently, you had a discussion with some family members and did a poor job of rebuking, turn the other cheek, aren't pacifist statements. I referenced Peter being armed when Christ was taken away, etc. I found myself poorly equipped to debate them on the subject and do not intend to allow that to happen again. Good. There's a book you guys have spoken about a number of times on the subject of scriptural reference in support of Christians defending themselves and their families, and I figured I needed to read it and study the reference scriptures for the next time that this happens, and I can explain better beliefs. Sadly, to me, friends and family do not feel passionate as I do when it comes to responsibility to be armed, trained, and mentally prepared to defend yourself and your family. The title of that and other resources that might be better help. Excuse me, my chair was sliding back on me. Better equipped to answer all these kinds of questions. Again, as always, thanks again for the awesome job you and Doug do for providing godly focused content for the Christian gun owner. Blessings, Chuck. Chuck, the book we reference is Greg Hopkins' book, The Myth of Christian Pacifism. I'll put a link in our show notes. Pick up a copy of that. I did reach out to Greg. I was going to see if he could come on the show, but it was just sort of last minute and didn't really give him time to night. But we're going to have Greg back on the show. He's got an open invitation whenever he's got something new. I think he's got the audio version. I think he's got a new version that has some additional information coming out at the end of this month. If I remember right from talking with him and seeing some of the comments he had done. And he's coming out with the audio version. So for you guys are in vehicles a lot, sales guys, and truck drivers and farmers and people who are out just, things to listen to. Audiobook version will be a good one. But for references, he has it's just got all the information you need to be able to rebut and explain that what they're talking about. I went ahead and replied back to Chuck with the email, but I just wanted to say that many of the verses that the leftist non-believers take out of context. I mean, they always know the verses, cheek, and you can't judge me, and all this stuff. And as far as a non-believer, yeah, you can't judge a non-believer because if they don't know Christ and they don't know the Bible and they aren't if they aren't a believer, we're really not called to judge them. We're called to speak out what God tells us. I mean, we're when we encounter a situation, what we're supposed to do. But as far as judging a lost person, you can't really judge them because they don't know what they're doing. I mean, it's like judging someone that doesn't know the law of the country they're in. Cheek, that's in reference to retaliation. That's in reference to like someone has done something to you, and after the fact, you're going to go Old Testament on them. You're going to take an eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. So the verse is right before the thing about the turn the other cheek. It says, an eye for an eye, a tooth for tooth. But I say you do not resist the one who is evil. What we're talking about there is you don't have the right to retaliate and exact judgment yourself. You're supposed to rely upon the government or the king to do that. If they don't do that, your judgment is laid out. I mean, God's going to judge them. God's going to repay them. God says, I will repay evil and I will take care of that. Now, that doesn't mean you can't defend yourself. If someone's it doesn't say you have to let them slit your throat. It doesn't say you have to let them rape you, rob you, beat you, and try to kill you. It says an offense. So offense was the slapping of the cheek. Let them take that one. If they want your shirt, give them your coat too. I mean, if they make you go carry their bag a mile, carry it another mile, what it's doing is it's showing that you are not trying to repay evil for evil, because God will repay them for that. But as far as attack on you, like where you're physically, your life's in threatened to be harmed, they're trying to kill you, you do have the right to defend yourself. I mean, we're called to defend the innocent, defend the weak, take care of our families, protect our families. If someone breaks into your house in the night, I mean, there's a multitude of scriptures that allow us to have self-defense. To go like Peter was trying to do. Peter was trying to fight the authorities. The authorities came to arrest Jesus, and they had not, start stabbing and slashing or anything. They just came to take him away. And, that was wrong, but that was what Jesus came for, right? Rebuke to Peter was to put away the sword. Who lives by the sword dies by the sword. And again, that is in the context of you're fighting the authorities. They have the authority to take him in and arrest him. And, God knew what he was doing, and Peter didn't. And so Peter pulled out this weapon and started to, physically harm people who were not physically harming them. They were just being arrested at that point. And so then the judgment came later, which was, a rigged court, as we know. But, we're not allowed to start fights or start fights because we don't think what's going on is right with weapons. If someone's trying to kill you or maim you or, rape or rob you or whatever that is, we're allowed to defend ourselves with force. But we're not allowed to try to go against the government or to exact revenge on people like you see in the Old Testament. So hope that helps, Chuck, and get Greg back on here again. He's a great wealth of knowledge. I love to have him on and talk with him about what the scripture says about different things. And that's a great book. Even if you just get the original version, I think that's what's still out there right now. It's a wealth of knowledge, and it will do you well to have a copy in your hands. And I'm trying to think if there's a digital copy. I think maybe he's coming out with like a Kindle version too. On and verify that. But that's what that is. Okay. I only had the one.
I didn't.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the weekly Bible verse. And this verse, listening to a sermon, and it was referenced, and I was actually studying the Bible some this week, and I ran across a verse. It's, the same verse twice in the week. So I thought God wants me to share this verse. So I'm going to read it to you guys. Psalms 145. I'm going to read the whole chapter. It's not very long. It's just 21 verses, but it's fairly short. This is just a comfort for those of us who are believers. And it's a scary verse for those who aren't. Reading the ESV version again, Psalms 145, verses 1 through 21. I will extol you, my King and my God and King, and I bless your name forever and ever. Every day I will bless you, and I'll praise your name forever and ever. God, great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised. Oh, his greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall commend your works to another, your mighty acts. On the glorious splendor of your majesty and the wondrous works I will meditate. They shall speak of your might and your awesome deeds, and I will declare your greatness. They shall pour forth the fame of your abundant goodness, and shall sing aloud of your righteousness. The Lord is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love. The Lord is good to all, and his mercy is over all that he has made. All your works shall give thanks to you, O Lord, and all your saints shall bless you. They shall speak of the glory of your kingdom and tell of your power, to make known the children of man your mighty deeds and your glorious splendor of your kingdom. Your kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and your dominion endures throughout all generations. The Lord is faithful in all his words and kind in all his works. The Lord upholds all who are falling, and raises up all who are bowed down. The eyes of all look to you, and you give them their food in due season, and you open their hand, and you satisfy their desire of every living thing. The Lord is righteous in all ways and kind in all works. The Lord is near to all who call on him, and to all who call on him in truth. The desires of those who fear him, he also hears the cry and saves them. The Lord preserves all who love him, but the wicked he will destroy. My mouth will speak the praise of the Lord, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. Again, Psalms 145, verses 1 through 21. For it is here that of Christ, if you are a believer in God, if you put your faith and trust in God alone for all your needs and for all your troubles to be dealt with by God, and you will not, you'll not be lacking for things. Now, not that you won't be persecuted, but God will judge and God will make things right in the end. And so there are times and seasons in our lives that we will go through great hardship and great trouble, turmoil, disease, but God has a plan in it. Us that what God says in his scriptures and his words and how we've seen it, out the Bible, we see multitude of times people try to do things on their own and they fail and they turn to God and God restores them or brings them back. You see the story of Job. You see the story of David being chased and hunted for years and trying to be killed. And yet at the end, God blesses him throughout all those things. And he is in the lineage of Jesus. David is great grandfather of Jesus, right? So you have to understand that although we don't understand what's going on at the time, trust to know that whatever we're going through is for his good, and we don't have to understand why it is we're going through at that time. We want to try to understand trouble, turn over every problem to God, trust him through it, and be patient. And that's what we're called to do. These verses are great to bookmark. I would bookmark this anytime you have something that's just troubling you, bothering you. Read on it, meditate on these verses. The book that I was reading this week was Awe, and the name of the author is slipping me right at the moment. If I grab my phone, I might be able to pull it up here. But it's a good book. It talks about how, as believers or people who profess to believe, they were always trying to find something to fulfill what only God can fulfill. In my case, and what I'm reading the book about is gluttony. I want to try to find out why it is that I seem not to have the power over that I want to have, and why it is that I keep on stumbling and tripping over the same things that mess me up. I know what I should be doing, and I don't consciously choose to do the things I do. But I've been steadily losing weight. I'm still losing some weight, so it's just a struggle for me. So the book is Awe, A-W-E, Why It Matters for Everything, and it's by Paul David Tripp. And it's a good book so far. I've not finished it. I'm probably good, and it's really it answers a lot of the problems. I mean, be alcoholism or consumerism or chasing after money or chasing after women or chasing after, what you think is going to make you happy, and in those things for God and your ability to see him as he truly is, and that he is awesome, that he is above anything else in our life that we could ever satisfy. He's the only thing that's ever going to satisfy that deep desire in our hearts, and that we try to either hide from God, or we try to find something that's just going to make us, like if I could get that boat, or if I could get that 4-wheel drive pickup truck, or if I could get that scope that I really want, that's going to make me happy. I mean, we all have those things in our lives that we want and desire, and that we seek to find happiness in that instead of finding happiness in God. And that I'm preaching to myself, guys. I'm reading this book myself to try to grow spiritually. And so I encourage you guys to do the same, gals. I know we have ladies in the audience too. So for all of you that are listening, I would, I think that the book is a good book. I think these verses are very me and in my walk, and was the Bible verses. Want to jump in there, Doug? You got anything?
Nope, I agree with you. Everything you said. It's
Yeah.
not a lot to say on that one. You covered it.
My microphone keeps dropping. I need to. It's all the time going lower and lower. I keep stooping my head further and further. All right, tighten it up here. I'm gonna need to get me a new mic stand. This one's about had it. All right, so the show. Well, at the request of some listeners, we had people say, "Hey, you need to get a Patreon account because we want to support the show." And so we said, "Oh, okay." We put it off for years, and we finally set it up, and we had people jump on, and you guys have been the best, and you put up with the horrible attention I've been giving you guys. But again, our top contributors, Tim Kim, Doug Schultz, and Steve Stone are still on the top. Every month, you guys are giving a little bit of money, and some of you getting a lot of money, and we appreciate that. It helps cover the cost of all this bandwidth and websites and advertising and things that we do. So we appreciate that. And so if you would like to help us out, patreon.com/GodandGuns. So our main topic, Doug, I know that you're working hard getting ready for the duck season. What are the things you got going on for summer fun? I know that you're a big bass fisherman.
I am. I'm actually fishing a tournament this weekend with my son-in-law. He wants me to go. It's almost getting too hot, but for me, because about noon or so, I'm about spent. I'm like, that's it for me. It's getting up in the 90s down here in Georgia right now. So we're gonna fish. We're gonna fish one from daylight until noon on Saturday, and so I'm going to be doing that. Let's see. Sometime I like to shoot. I'll be going out and putting trail cameras out, getting ready for deer season to come in, and we can bait here in Georgia. So in the county I hunt in, so I will be putting some corn out and getting deer drawn into it, and just getting ready. That's my sports. I like to fish. Now I do like that, and we got lucky. Georgia on June the 1st just opened up its quota hunt system where you can start applying for quota hunts. So my very first quota hunt I applied for, alligators.
You got alligator again?
Well, I probably won't get drawn this year. It'll probably be 3 or 4 years before I get drawn again. But you got to put in every year, and get denied, get a rejection notice, and then put in again. Do the same thing till you get up to about. It should take me 4 this year. I want to go to Lake Seminole. I want to kill a big one, 10, 11 foot, and go for that. And I put my buddy Ricky in with me this year, and I text him. He got you get an email when somebody puts you in on something. He's like, you put me in on the alligator hunt? I'm like, yeah, man. He goes, I don't know if I want to go after something that's going to eat me. I'm like, well, the object is not get eaten. Stay in the boat, and we'll get him. So we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully we get it, but
yeah.
I'm tore up with duck hunting right now, man. I can't wait. So
just your calls or what?
Oh yeah, I practice that. My wife can't stand to listen to it anymore. I blow those. I usually blow them in the truck, on the way to work and back home with the windows up where nobody can mess with me. Nobody cares. Sometimes I'll have the window rolled down. I'll be blowing at a red light or something. And you see people looking around like, what is that? I was like, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Hey, I was going to tell you too. Did you see the video I did the other day for the frog loop bath?
I saw that. How'd you like it? You like it? Did good?
It did. It did really good. I did not enjoy putting my pistol parts in water, but Larry explained that. He's like, it ain't gonna hurt it. It's gonna be good for it. It's a good thing.
It's a Glock. I mean,
it is a Glock, but it was my Glock. Up there at NRA, we was putting his Glock in there. But it did exactly the same thing, man. I mixed that stuff up, 1 part frog loop and to 3 parts water. and I had it in there, and I dropped my slide and my sprig. Oh, excuse me, and my barrel and stuff in there, and I let it sit. 8-10 minutes, something like that. And we'd been to the range, and they were dirty. It was dirty, and I pulled that stuff out, man. I just picked it up in the water, and I got a little brush. It's not a toothbrush, but it's like a toothbrush, but it's for gun cleaning. So I brushed them off real good, and I dried it, and you could just feel the difference in it, that it was clean. And that's when I got the slide out. I had to do like Larry did, and put that one drop of frog lube on it, and wipe it down the slide and across the top, and then wipe it off and show the difference. And just as advertised, man, it just worked. And but I still got it sitting up here on my desk that I'm sitting at right now. I put the lid on. Larry said you can reuse it, so I was like, okay. And it didn't get dirty. It still looks just like water in a Tupperware dish. So I got it sitting up there. So as soon as I go back to the range again, I'm going to drop them in there again, do it all over again.
Good deal. We been working on the grill today. Chris, we were planning on having a party. Some of the friends from Glasgow, we were going to have a party this Friday night. Oldest daughter wanted to have her friends up to go for a swimming party, and Chris said, "You need to get the grills ready." And I said, "Well, I haven't touched the grill in a couple of years," so I got it out. I ordered some new gas tubes for it because the old ones had rusted out, big flames and stuff. I'm like, well, you got to take it all apart. So Audrey and I took the grill apart today, and we had it out there and pulled all the wasp nest and old parts out of it. Took it all pieces, scraped it out, rubbed it out, and then we had the parts, or the grill bars, whatever you call it, had those out. And I said, okay, you go over there and put these in some Dawn and start scrubbing on these and try to get that off there. And I was thinking, I could use frog lube and see if I take that, try it out and see if it works. Because I got an old grill that is a decay. It's a nice grill, but it's been neglected. And I thought, man, I'll take that apart, put that in their frog lube bath and see if it takes it off there.
Did you try it?
I need to do that. So
you should.
I mean, a project, we'll have to do that and film it and to see how it does. But Audrey was complaining, this is taking forever. I'm like, you ain't used to work yet. I mean, you got to get in there and scrub.
Yeah.
Work on that. We took the grill all apart, and I've got one up and going now. The other one, I don't guess I've used that thing in. I was going to give it to my son. And my wife said, "Oh, we need to keep that for when you have a bunch of people over, because I got two small grills. I don't have any big monster grills like some people have." But I think I'm just going to convert that over to a griddle. I've got one of those stainless steel griddles. I think I'm just going to take all the racks out and just I've got a stainless steel griddle to set down in it, because it's made to sit on the grill. And I think I'm just going to take out the lava rocks and I'll make a griddle of it and have cook breakfast and burgers and all that kind of stuff on there.
There you go.
Peppers and sweat them down, put some cheese. Man, I'm gonna get myself hungry talking about this. Let's get back to the topic. Yeah, go ahead.
So I got some good news. Yep. Again, night before last, my daughter Tiffany called. She's like, "Hey," she said, "Zoe's got something she's got to show you." That's my granddaughter. And I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, show me." She said, "We're going to come over." I was like, "Okay." So they show up at the house, and Zoe comes bebopping in. And she runs over to me and she sticks her chest out, and she's got a new shirt on. And she said, "Read my shirt, Pepaw." I was like, "Okay." And I looked, and it says, "I have a surprise." I have a surprise. And I was like, "Okay." I said, "What's your surprise?" She turns around on the back of it and says, "I'm going to be a big sister." I was like, "Oh, no."
Another one.
They start getting here, boy. They start getting here fast.
So how many grandchildren you got now?
I have 2 currently and 2 on the way. So, yeah. You know, my children are not real smart about how they go about
Don't say
doing
that.
stuff. Well, they're not. You know, I've told them for years, you know, you don't plan stuff during hunting season. You know, weddings, babies, all that kind of stuff is June and July. There is nothing in season that you can hunt in June and July in the state of Georgia. So that's when you got to take care of that kind of stuff. But no, my daughter Tara, is due November 13th, which not only is that during a rut for deer hunting, but that's only 4 days away from opening season of duck season in Arkansas. And I told her, I said, well, baby, I said, don't be late. She's like, what do you mean? I said, you better be on time. I said, your due date's the 13th. Make sure you have it on the 13th. And she said, why? I said, because if you're late, I'm not going to be here. I said, you have to FaceTime me and show me my new grandkid from the duck blind. And she's like, you wouldn't. And then she looked at me, she goes, oh, yeah, you would. I would. I got money invested in this. So Tiffany tells me she's due June 11th. And she said, but I'm probably going to go a week early. They're probably going to take it a week early. I was like, okay, that puts it like, or January 11th. And so that puts it like January the 3rd. I was like, baby, I got a guide. I'm guiding duck hunting that weekend. I said, what are you doing? She goes, well, I'm sorry, Dad. I should have planned it around duck season.
You're gonna have to buy some chastity belts, and you can only issue the key for certain.
Yeah, measure back when June, July where it will fall.
Okay, son-in-law, you can have the key for the next 2 months, and that's it. You give it back. Changing the locks.
So Alex, my son-in-law, he was supposed to go out to Arkansas with me, and he's supposed to be my like junior guide in training, you know, and go out and help me out with these duck guides. And he ain't gonna be able to go now. I'm like, well, you ain't gonna be no help.
You're losing all your help, man.
Nah. Story of my life.
They gotta go to Arkansas, have the baby there. That way you can see it at night when you get back from the hunt.
Yeah, I can stop.
You're thinking about it. I can see.
I can stop by the hospital and visit with my weight or something. That's just wrong.
Oh, that's terrible. We're gonna go to hell for that.
Probably. They understand. They understand though. But I've told them.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall to see the look on her face. You told me that.
She had this look on her face like, what? You're really gonna go duck hunting? I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm like, if you can have a C-section before the 17th, I said I'd put in for it now.
You're so bad. So let's go on to some other hot topics besides your en route. Britain. We've been bad mouthing Britain. It's Europe in general. I mean, anybody wouldn't let those people come in here. I mean, America's got them coming in here too, but
sure.
Most of us are, or not most of us, but a lot of us are armed and the ability to cause them some second thoughts. I mean, you don't see very many attacks in Kentucky or Georgia from terrorists. Is it some? What was the ones down in the south? There was some recruiting centers got hit.
Mm-hmm.
Was that was Tennessee? Did Georgia get hit too?
No, Tennessee got hit. You talking about the recruiters' place?
Yeah, I was trying to think down the south. There's not been a whole lot. I mean, when you get down to Florida, but that's not really the south. It was a homosexual nightclub, but You don't see a lot. Well, you saw them in Texas, but they're on military bases by military members.
Mm-hmm.
It's where most of the people or a good percentage of the people are armed. It seems like they don't want to mess around in there.
Oh no,
California,
somebody's gonna shoot back at them.
yeah, California, New York, Washington D.C. I don't know if they've had any terrorist attacks in Chicago, but so death is a good deterrent for terrorism. Death by redneck seems to be keeping them away down here in the South.
It is indeedy.
Yeah, a couple of decades ago, they shot him and hung him up in a tree. But I guess that'd been about 50 years ago or so down in the South. But it is a situation where people that are like Run, Hide, was it Run, Hide, Run, and what's the other one?
Run,
is
hide,
all
be scared, be sheep.
Call 911, call the police, call the armed police. And
the bobbies.
Police are armed in Britain. Like 6,000 people in my county that are armed in Kentucky easily. And probably in LaRue County, we've got a total of 20 police, if you count sheriffs and Hodgeville City Police and 2-3 state troopers that probably live here, 20, 25. And you got armed citizenry of probably, I don't know how many people in the county. Probably 10,000 total in the county.
Well, everybody's got a gun.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of them are carrying. I probably 50% in LaRue County are carrying or in their vehicle, and multiples.
Well, you remember the good days, man, when we were in school?
Yeah.
I parked right in front of the ag teacher's room, where I could see my truck. And well, sometimes. No, not not Ralph. I was talking about
Ralph didn't spit the window on your truck.
Mr. Reed.
Oh, Mr. Reed's office.
Yeah, outside Mr. Reed's office where I used to park, where all of us, because we got out at noon every day our senior year. So we parked right outside his class. There was a door right there. We just shoot out the door and we were gone. But I always had a rifle and a shotgun hanging in the rear view window of my truck and on school property. Nobody thought twice about it,
Yeah, I had a Mini 14 hanging in the window and a 12 gauge shotgun and the truck in the back of the truck. But I wouldn't do that now because somebody knock your window out and take your guns.
Yeah.
Nobody would steal your gun unless it was a con or something, but there wasn't nobody around like that. They were put in prison. we didn't have any crime I can remember when I was a kid. I don't remember a murder one. I take that back. There was when we were living in Hart County, there was a girl that was found down there by the Green River, but she was a prostitute from, I think, New York. And I guess some builder and dropped her in Hart County of all places. That was weird. But that's about the only, everybody talked about it happening. But
well, I guess
like every weeks you hear a murder. In Glasgow, Kentucky, you had like 3 murders in this last year. That's just crazy.
I guess the worst thing that I remember happening when we were growing up was when Terry Crews got shot. He was deputy sheriff in the county, knocked on the door, and the guy came to the door and shot him with a shotgun point blank. Yep. Luckily, he was close enough that it hit him in the shoulder, and the wad and everything stayed together. It hadn't had time to. He was so close, didn't even have time to expand, and spread out. And it hit him like a slug, basically, and just went straight through and knocked him down. But that's one of the worst things I can remember when we were that age.
He got attacked by a Doberman Pinscher too. He shot.
Yeah.
That was right over next to where you all lived.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
I don't know the whole details about that, but that's all I got to say about that. But all right, so I saw their buddy, the professor out in California is over in England and traveling around England. He's up in the north, away from where all the attacks are happening up. But I want to go take my kids to England because we've got there's a castle over there, and there's a church that my ancestors built, and their names are on the wall and stuff. It's cool. We have family reunions over there every 6 years, and I want to take my kids over there. But man, I just don't want to go over there right now. I mean, it's just I really want to take my kids and take them. I mean, I loved to travel over there when I was in college. My parents would buy me a Eurail pass and a plane ticket when I was in college, and I'd fly over and I'd spend a month just traveling around Europe on the train. No gun, I had a pocket knife. I mean, you could have pocket knives back then. It wasn't that crazy, but I wouldn't want to even imagine it now. I just being unarmed with all the influx of those people that would like to kill you.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. I mean, I'd like to take my children, let them see the ancestral home and see the history of Great Britain, of Scotland, and I'd like to go to a lot of places in Europe, but I'm just like, guys, until they get their heads on straight, I just don't want to expose you to that kind of danger. It's just unnecessary, But sometimes I feel like I'm living in fear. If it would be worthwhile about like my kids to be able to experience the things that I experienced growing up. My daughter wants to go to England really bad, and she's and my mom is like, we'll buy her a ticket and we'll go over there with her. I'm like, I just don't think you guys are up to the challenge. I just don't. I want them to experience it, but I don't want them to be put in that kind of harm. And I would think that the government would say, hey, this is really hurting our industry, travel and tourism industry, because people don't want to come over here and get their heads chopped off or stabbed by a knife or run over by a van or blown up by a nail bomb or whatever. It's just, I can't fathom how they think that is a good thing for their countries.
Right. I was watching the news
sense anyway?
No, I was watching the news this morning, and they said they knew in England there was like 20,000 radicalized Muslims that they know are there. And what are they doing about it? They just waiting for them to run down a bridge and start mowing people down one day when they just decide it's their turn, or blow.
Well, they were bragging that it only took them minutes to get there when they started attacking. 8 minutes, you can kill a lot of people in 8 minutes. You can run over a lot of people in 8 minutes. You can 8 minutes. I mean, I don't understand what their thought is. I mean, I know they got cameras everywhere. If you've been to England in the last 20 years, they got cameras on every corner and every shop and every window, but all you're doing is recording the evidence of what happened. You're not preventing anything with those cameras because these people they're
they just record you getting killed. You just get recorded getting killed.
Yeah. Tells newspapers and news program commercial or something. So we beat that topic up. What are the hot topics are going on right now?
Let's see. I can't understand to watch the news anymore.
I don't watch the news. Fox is gone all kinds of weird. And
it's getting ridiculous.
I look at Drudge and see if there's anything new. Some days I don't even feel like looking at, but going on. And there's a couple of conservative sites and I go to what's the other one? Go to Alex Jones. And people say, "Oh, he's crazy." Well, he's not as crazy as you think he is. If you actually turn on there, I mean, he rants and raves and gets really weird at times. I don't know what that's about, but
He likes Twitter.
Yeah, but the news is like, he's like 2 weeks ahead of everybody else on stories that come out, and then they will check in and see what. I'm drawing a complete blank right now, so you may have to take over till my brain kicks back in. Oath Keepers. I check out Oath Keepers page. They usually have a good going on as far as terrorism and police abuse, federal abuses, things like that. I like to sort of keep a track on what's going on there. There's just a couple sites that I get feeds from that I trust that aren't trying to sell propaganda to me or psyops. I mean, a lot of the news now is just a psyop, just to try to drive you crazy, I think.
So, what do you think about the what's that comedian girl's name? That's
it's not worth repeating. Bozo the Clown. Let's call her Bozo.
Yeah. She that I don't know about you. That sickened me. That
oh gosh, yeah.
She's a comedian. I got no problem. Jim Carrey and Jerry Seinfeld. A bunch of people came out and defending her. Or trying to defend her. Saying comedy. They poke fun at presidents and stuff like that. I got no problem with that. Jay Leno used to make jokes. David Letterman used to make jokes about the president and stuff all the time. It's funny. I got no problem with that. But, when you take a head that looks like Donald Trump and cut it off and have blood all over it and you're holding it by the hair, that ain't funny.
That's terrorism.
That's terrorism.
Terrorism.
Exactly. That is not funny to me. And she's getting whatever she gets out of that, she deserves. She knew it was going to be some fallout because she was talking about it in an interview that she was going to have to move to Mexico as soon as that aired because people were not going to like it. There was going to be a lot of fallout over it. Well, you called that one right, didn't you?
She thought it would get her some attention and get her some bookings, and it had the opposite effect. As so far, I'm sure Berkeley will probably have her, come to speak to their students or graduation ceremony or something.
Oh, sure.
I don't, and profess to be open-minded and are the most hateful, evil, sick people. Of course, and I keep calling it's a death cult. Look at what the left is. They promote everything that either is killing or lifestyles that cause you to die early, like a lot of things that promoting certain lifestyles that are terrible, promoting of drugs, promoting of every kind of thing that will cause you to go faster down the road to hell. And they're promoting all that all the time, and they want death cheap, want life to be cheap, and they chopped off heads, and they threaten to kill every one of your mass murderers are Democrats. About every one of these people that go in and shoot up schools are Democrats or left-leaning type persons. So you see just evil side. I mean, when you got people that have no morals and don't want any morality, I mean, death is not a big deal. I mean, you are not a lot of the times they just denigrate you. They take you and they call you names and they say you're not worthy to even be around. And so that's the same kind of mentality that Nazi Germany had. Certain people were not desirable, want that kind of person, so then they can just get rid of them. If you've got a mental handicap, get rid of them. If the child is a burden to the mother, we had the past president's medical guy was, we could kill children up to 2 years after they're born if it's just a burden on the mother. I mean, what kind of people are they? I mean, they're just evil, pure. I don't see. I don't see how people who are of faith can vote for people who support that kind of stuff, because
I don't either.
the whatever it is that they're getting from that, think they're going to get from that politician who's going to support that other mess. I mean, we've got a judge in Barron County that's in the news all over because he won't adoptions, or he won't rule on adoptions to gay couples. And he said that he's going to excuse himself. He's going to recuse himself. So anytime there was a request by a gay couple to adopt a child, foster care, or to adopt a child, that he would not, because he was prejudiced against it. And he said, I can't do that as a believer. I don't think that's the best thing for the child. And he said, but I'll let someone else make that judgment on those cases. And they blew up, man. The media went wild with it and said, oh, you can't do that. You can't be a Christian and be a judge, and you can't use what your faith says to be a judge, and that's illegal. And they're wanting to remove him as being judge. I think they're going to probably do it. I mean, the Supreme, whatever it is, of Kentucky said, no, you have to let adopt these kids. And he said he's fighting it out in court now, but we'll see how it goes. But look, it's probably going to be that he's not going to be a judge anymore, a family court judge. And that's the sad thing. So he really did a good job in the community, and he was really well thought of and lauded. But a gay couple pushed it, and so they're suing, and they're going to everything else. Only their rights matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Our faith doesn't matter, even though it's a constitution. Our First Amendment right to our religious beliefs don't matter. It only matters if you're special, like homosexuals have. We don't have special rights. Apparently, we don't even have the First Amendment anymore. And over to God, I mean, and we vote to get rid of this going on in our court systems and our juries, and well, not our juries, but our court systems. Those are juries. Depends on what juries it is. Well, we've sort of rambled on these main topics and probably run everybody off. I don't know if anybody's still out there. We appreciate our listeners and appreciate you guys. Help out our show. Join the NRA. If you use our link, it saves you $10, and they send us a little bit of love. DVOR. DVOR. I talked about them earlier. They had some really cool stuff. And today, what was it I picked up? Oh, they had the tactical shorts, the cargo shorts. They had the proper shorts. I love those shorts. They're comfortable. They got all kinds of pockets on them, and just put extra mags in. My medical kit, blowout kit in, and they have them on sale for $16.50 a piece. You can't buy a pair of cargo shorts anymore for that anywhere except for DVOR when they have them on sale. And it's like once a month they'll pop on, and people buy up all the popular sizes real quick. And then, but they have them all the way up to like size 4X, and they have them all the way down like this. And it's just, so picked up some good deals there. Hoplite armor, if you guys need soft armor, hard armor, helmets, whatever, we're a Hoplite distributor, and you can click on our link and purchase what you'd like, and they will send us some love. Laser activated shot reporter. Use the coupon code GANDG and get a 10% discount. Again, the coupon code is GANDG. Laser activated shot reporter is a training tool so that you can drive far using a SIRT pistol. You can take your SIRT pistol and you can shoot at targets. You can put whatever kind of targets you want on the wall. You identify those as targets. You can set up different scenarios that you have to shoot. Different ones name different things. You can go through all kinds of different time drills, pull, so it beeps and you have so many seconds to pull up and take your first shot. Tells you, so you can train dry firing so that you're not, endangering yourself. Getting used to pulling from concealment, all those kinds of things. If you don't know what laser activated shot reporter is, you just go to lasrapp.com, and there's a link also in our show notes, and you can go there. And then you've got the rest until ZJ, I guess.
All right. Frog Lube, the non-petroleum based minty fresh lubricant for your gun. It is non-petroleum. It won't hurt you. You can get it on your hands, and it just smells minty fresh. Larry Lasky says it will save marriages because you're cleaning guns in the living room. Your wife will not mind you using Frog Lube. Go check these guys out. Troy and I both use it. We love it. We talked about the Frog Lube bath a while ago that I did my guns in over the weekend when I cleaned them. Go check them out, froglube.com. Use our promo code God and Guns and get a 10% discount on me and Troy. Also, Crossbreed Holsters. If you are carrying a gun on your person, if you keep one next to your bed, if you carry one in your truck, go check Crossbreed Holsters out. They have a holster for you. The most comfortable holster in the world. Troy and I both carry the majority of our guns in the Super Tuck Deluxe. I love mine. Troy loves his. They're great holsters. I can't say enough. I was actually promoting them. A buddy that I hunt with over in Arkansas had posted out. He said, "Hey, what is a good carry the cross?" There you go. He's like, "What's a good inside the waistband holster to carry?" I think he had a shield, and I sent him the link. I said, "Go check out Crossbreed Holsters, best holster you will ever try on." So go check those guys out and buy something from them. You will not be disappointed, I promise. Crossbreedholsters.com. Carry the cross.
Carry the cross. And so here's the sticker. We sent one out to Doug this last week in the mail, so he should be receiving that soon. So if you guys are online right now and you put your name in the comments that you want one of these, I'll send you out one of these Crossbreed window decals. They those of your vehicle,
and they're way cool.
Yeah, put your name in there, and then send me an email at troy@godgunspodcast.com with your address, and I will send it out to whoever's listening live tonight. So also Zija team. So Zija is a product I talked to you guys about last week. I'm not going to go into all that again. I will post up a video, my testimony about Zija, or you can listen to the last show where I talked about it. It's a product I use. I've used faithfully since 2009, and it is an anti-inflammatory product. There's all kinds of things there. If you're into essential oils, they have essential oils. They have workout products. They have drinks, and they've got protein drinks. They've got all kinds of different products. You can go to the link godandguns.myzija.com and see more information about it, something, or join the team, or if you wanted to sell it, we can talk. My contact information is on that site, so if that's something you're interested in, looking for something to make a little bit of extra money, or maybe just a whole new career, you can go there if you're a good, hard working sales type person. And they have training and everything for that. Or if you're just interested in the products, you can buy the products, and we'd appreciate it. One is our new sponsor,
Axelson Tactical. Like I said earlier, if you are looking for a high performance rifle, go out and check these guys out. AxelsonTactical.com. That I showed this one to you earlier. Anybody just joining us that hadn't seen it, that is my Axelson Tactical. I love it. Jeff and everybody over at Axelson are just great people, and they help us out. We want to help them out with the foundation for Matt. And go check them out, AxelsonTactical.com. Use our promo code God and Guns and get you they're just superior rifles. When me and my buddy Joel were out, he had his out that he just got. We had other ARs and stuff out there with us. There's just no comparison than the ones that we have. I mean, these are just, tack drivers. So I had Joel amazed the other day. 100 yards, I'd picked out a little piece of a clay pigeon. It was probably about that big around on the berm, and I had sighted it in at the house. And I take the bolt and everything out of it, and I set it in a stand, and I wait till it's almost dark, and I look through the barrel, at my neighbor's house, which is right at 100 yards. And I get their front porch light in the barrel, and then I dial the scope into it. Get you close. You know, it's close on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the first shot I took the other day with that new scope on there, I was about a half an inch high, dead on the money left and right. And I dialed it down 4 clicks, and the second shot I made at 100 yards, I blew a piece of clay pigeon about the size of a quarter. It just disintegrated, gone. So you can't tell, you know, part of it is how you sight it in. The other part is the rifle. And I promise you, this one's a nice one. Go check them out at accessandtactical.com.
And my Glock 20.
Oh, there she is.
Doesn't have anything on the rail. It's all the old style. Put me a XS big dot sight on there. Yeah, I left the original rear sights on there and just put a big XS big dot with the tritium insert. What do they call them? Raptor? What is that bullet called? They don't sell anymore because they're Talons. Yeah. So those are illegal to buy anymore.
Yep.
I was shooting up the other day. So yeah, Axis and Tactical. It's I love mine. I love that. It's a great rifle. And we got to remember is June 26th is the anniversary of that Operation Red Wings.
Yep.
So keep him and his family in your prayers. I'm sure that they could really use it coming up here on the 26th. They're Gold Star family, so just keep them in your prayers around the 26th. All right, so NRA Armed Citizen, Doug, what you got coming up?
NRA Armed Citizen, Lancaster City homeowner shoots intruder after early Sunday morning break-in, police say. This comes to us from staff writer Chad Umble. I think that's the way you pronounce his name. June 4th, a Lancaster resident took action that he thought was necessary when a man who kicked in the front door of his home Sunday morning, an official said. Police are continuing the investigation of the incident, which occurred at 2:30 a.m. in the 600 block of Marietta Avenue. We're working backwards to decide what led up to this and why, Lieutenant Bill Hickey said Monday. There was no charges in the pipeline for the homeowner at this point. I should hope not. Police said William Lewis Stewart, 46 of Lancaster, kicked in the door, prompting a woman who lived there to scream for help from the first floor. The woman's husband, who was asleep upstairs, heard the commotion, retrieved a gun, and confronted the intruder, who was advancing with a piece of wood, police said. The husband shot Stewart once in the chest, after which his wife called 911. According to police, no one else was in the house at the time of the incident. Stewart was taken to the hospital for treatment of injuries that didn't appear life-threatening. He was released from the hospital before noon Monday, police said. Tuesday, according to the court documents, Stewart was arraigned Monday afternoon on charges of burglary, simple assault, and criminal mischief, and committed to Lancaster County Prison in lieu of a $100,000 bail. The homeowner, who police did not identify, were interviewed at the police station. While the scene was processed for evidence, they told police they didn't know Stewart and he had no reason to be in their home. Winter said investigators are still trying to determine why Stewart went to that particular home. Well, 2:30 in the a.m., house of opportunity. I can figure that one out for you there, Lancaster Police Department. The residents were very frightened to find someone forcing their way into their home through the front door and entering their home. Winter said the homeowners took action he thought was necessary to protect himself, his wife, and his home. Fortunately, there were no injuries. No, they were not injured. I was going to say that other dude was injured. He shot him in the chest.
Apparently not too bad. He got checked out.
I know. Please ask everyone for information to call Lancaster Police at the number provided. Tipsters also may call Lancaster City County Crime Stoppers or anonymously text LANCS plus your number to 847-411, tip 411. And that's from staff writer Jennifer Todd, who contributed to that story. I don't understand why the Lancaster Police Department are doing so much of an investigation for a guy that kicked in somebody's front door and got shot at 2:30 a.m.
Well, I mean, I understand they got to do some investigation, make sure that it wasn't like a drug deal gone bad or something. I don't know why he was there at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
or kicking doors in. But the thing that sort of bothered me is that he said the gun used in the shooting was legally owned.
Legally owned.
Second Amendment says we can own guns legally. They have
but
to determine that.
We know that everybody doesn't play by those same rules, Troy.
I don't know. Legally, I guess maybe that they didn't have a criminal record or something. Maybe that was what they're saying. I don't know. But Second Amendment says we have the right to keep and bear arms and not to be bothered with.
Doesn't matter where you get them.
Second Amendment is my concealed carry permit. That's the way I feel about it.
Heck yeah.
So it needs to be stated. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. Anybody out there and have any questions before we wrap it up? Three or four people watching. There's three now. So if you guys have anything, holler at us. If not, we're going to wrap this up. You got anything else, Doug, before we get on down the road?
I'm good, man.
Well, we're going to wrap it up. Send your feedback to Troy at GodandGunsPodcast.com or
Doug at GodandGunsPodcast.com.
Tell your friends about us. Leave us an iTunes review and like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/GodandGunsPodcast. You can subscribe to us and follow us on YouTube. Subscribe, and you need to click to follow us on YouTube or you won't get noses when we're posting a new show up. YouTube channel link is in our show notes. The big long 75 character thing. Follow us on Twitter at GodandGunsPod and search for us on Instagram. And you can search for us on MeWe if you want to do some gun trades, because that's about all I do over there. Our website is GodandGunsPodcast.com. Have we get that all figured out and straightened out over there yet, Doug?
No.
Okay.
Not quite. I got it back up, though.
We're going to have to do something.
It is up and running.
I saw that. No links that are working.
No, not yet.
So I think we lost maybe WordPress or something. So we've got to figure out how to get that back up because it's getting on my nerves. So until the next time, Doug, have a blessed week.
And keep your guns close, but keep your Bibles closer. Hey. Good night.